Hey, beautiful. There she is. Left side? Right side?
Whatever side you want, baby. What side do you want?
This side.
Is it good where you're sitting? Or are you like, are we centered?
I don't know.
Go check.
How's my mustache?
It looks amazing.
You didn't even look at it. Trying to get it to crawl. What was that?
I had a cough.
Don't get it twisted.
Even try to jump up here. Yeah, just relax. When's the wedding? Hey guys, we're back. And today we're doing a little video, a little Q&A video because we got lots of questions about our relationship and we want to share the answers with you guys. So for those who don't know, Danny and I have been together for 11.
6.
Wow, that's way off. You're rude. 11 years this year. And that's a long time. And I feel like when we shared that, people had a lot of questions as to
11 years.
Yeah, because that's a long time, man. You learn a lot of stuff in 11 years. Do you feel like you learned a lot of stuff?
Still learning.
Do you feel like you're a different person, like from when we first met to now?
Yeah. I think I'm way different.
I know. I think I'm way different too. Do you think I'm way different?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think at your core, you're not different.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe that's what it is. Yeah. That's why I think a lot of people don't last like through their 20s, because we dated through my entire 20s because they like change. Like your early 20s and your late 20s and even early 30s, you're such a different person.
Totally different person.
And if you don't grow like similarly, then you grow apart. We made it.
We did it. 11 years.
So I mentioned that we went on our first date in 2007, which was 13 years ago.
Whoa.
I know. But we didn't start dating till 2009. So somebody wanted to know the first date story of 2007.
The first date story, not the how we met. This is the first date story.
Yeah, this is the first date story.
First date, we just did dinner in a movie. It's really basic.
Where did we go to dinner?
Really simple. I took her to this 5-star white tablecloth, over the table, oysters, and
where did we
white
go to
wine,
dinner?
candlelight, overlooking the Boston, the river there.
What was it called?
P.F. Chang's.
Oh, yeah. Mind you, I was 20 and you were 23. So P.F. Chang's is a very acceptable date at that age.
P.F. Chang's is a spot.
We didn't, what movie did we watch? Because both of us still don't remember. Like we have no idea. I don't know the date that we went on our first date. Like people know these things. I don't know the date we went on our first date. I don't know what movie we watched.
Yeah, we suck.
Yeah, we kind of suck a little bit. I know it was like fall, spring. I don't know. Okay, I remember. Afterwards, we walked to the Boston Commons, and then
we went to P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
We were there for like an hour and a half, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. We were just talking.
What was your first impression of me? I need to know this because I've never asked you this.
My first impression.
Yeah, like when we went on our first date, while we were on the date at dinner, what did you think about me?
Quirky, just kind of real chill.
Okay.
Not thotting it up.
Yeah. I wasn't thotting it up.
You were not thotting it up, no. We sat, we talked, and then we walked from the restaurant to the movie theater. And then after the movie, we walked through the Boston Commons, and it was snowing. And it was like pitch black. It was like one of those kind of movie scenes.
I know, it's like little flurries of snow. And like, it was snowing just for us. We were the only ones
we were
in
the only one in the park.
Then we caught a taxi to my house. But nothing happened. And then you went home. Yeah. That was the first date. We went on a second date. You came over, cooked me and my roommate Courtney dinner. But Courtney was just there and you were nice and you cooked her dinner too. And we all sat and ate dinner and like we hung out. That was like our second kind of date. Then I invited him to a party at my apartment and he flaked and didn't come. And then I was like, all right, he didn't come to my party. And then I think,
What?
if you want to know the story, I think I ended up like hanging out with another guy at that party because I was like, well, this kid.
So you were thought.
I was like, this kid's not that serious because he didn't even come to my party. And we were only 2 days in.
Didn't even know that.
We went home for winter break. And when you leave and you come back, it's like a whole new like scene, right? When you come back. And it was just like everything kind of reset. So it was kind of like we didn't even like, he didn't call me, I didn't call him. We kind of just went about our lives.
Just live your life.
You got a girlfriend for like 5 minutes. And I just had like, I was just hanging out.
You had flings. You had a bunch of flings.
Yeah, I was just hanging out, getting to know different people.
Hanging out.
And then I went to London for the summer. That's that. I want to say like almost like clockwork. Every 2-3 months you would slide into my DMs. This is when people still use Facebook. Facebook is still a thing. You would slide into my DMs and just like check in. Then there's a lot of things that happened in between those 2 years. I went to London, then I took a semester off. I moved to Florida, for like Nina. I moved to Florida for a few months, came back, went back to school, and then every so often, like I said, he would hit me up. And then the last time you hit me, then before we started hanging out again, you hit me up and you were like, you said something. You were like, what happened or something. You said something like,
probably hit it with the.
I really like.
Hit it with a classic. What's up, hey stranger?
No, you were in somewhere, Nashville, Tennessee, like with your ex-girlfriend, trying to still hang out with me. Do you remember that?
No.
Yes. You were like coming back from Nashville. I didn't know why you were there until after. And you was like texting me while you were hanging out with her.
No. I went to Nashville for like closure kind of. It was like a closure kind of thing. Well, it's try to do the right thing. Say goodbye to the family, old family, and things like that, and moving on. And that's a very healthy way to do it. So. Sure.
Then we ended up hanging out like a few weeks later, and that was 2009. And then we kind of kept hanging out ever since.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
What was the question?
So how did we meet? Love at first sight. Was it love at first sight for you? I mean, I don't really believe in that.
Yeah, I believe in love at first sight, but it was definitely like a like at first sight.
Yeah. So let me tell you a story. So basically, I worked at the front desk at school, and we both went to the same college, Berklee College of Music in Boston. And I was at the front desk, and everyone would see, like anyone that works at the front desk, like you're the first person they see. And also when you want to rent out like a practice room to practice your instrument or whatever, you have to come to the front desk, leave your ID, student ID, and like I'll give you a key and you come back. So I interacted with a lot of people because of that. There would always be some random guy, because it's like thirsty college kids trying to talk to me or whatever, but I'm young, I don't care. And then Danny walks in, and I hadn't seen him. Like I've seen like kids like regularly, like the same kids over and over, but for some reason I hadn't seen you yet. And you hadn't, that's the first time you saw me.
Yeah, it's the first time I saw you at the desk at all.
Yeah, so he comes up to the desk and he's like...
It was like a slow motion kind of like movie. Like a movie stroll. I walked in, music was playing. It was like, I was pointing at my boys, dapping them up.
He always used to wear a headband, like one of those stretchy terry cloth like headbands like NBA players wear, right?
I guess.
And you always had your headphones, and he's always carrying his keyboard with him, like everywhere. That's like how I remember you at Berklee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sums it up, right? He came up to the front desk. You didn't even get a room.
No.
You came up to talk to me?
It's because I had a show that night.
So did you come up to talk to me?
Me and the band had a show, and it was after the show. I was telling my boy, I was like, listen, I'll go get it. Watch me go get a number real quick. You know what I'm saying? Go back to her place. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Go, carry on.
you were all smiley. You were like Mrs. Smiley at the desk. I was like, she's smiling at everybody. Smiling at this dude, smiling at that dude.
No, I didn't say dude. I was just smiling at everyone.
Smiling at all the dudes.
Like, I'm the first person that greets everyone. So I'm being nice and friendly.
Oh, that's why. It was attractive. So I was like, all right, let me just go say hi. And you ended up being like a genuinely nice person. And somehow or another, I asked you how your day was going or how you felt or something like that. And you had a headache.
Yeah, I said I had a headache.
And I was like, oh, cool. Well, there's a convenience store right across the street. I'll get you a Tylenol.
Yeah, he's like, you want me to get you some medicine? And I was like, first of all, I don't even know your name. Like, no. And then I'm like, no, that's okay. And he's like, no, then he was like kind of serious. Like, I felt like if I was like, yeah, he would have went and got it.
Yeah, for sure.
But you were like, you want me to get you some medicine?
I mean,
like
you were nice. I'm a nice guy.
He was like throwing some, he was like slaggy with it, like some medicine.
I squint my eyes. I lick my lips.
Yeah, you were like.
I like LL.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
You want some,
medicine. That's just an interesting way of introducing yourself to someone. Because you didn't even say what your name was, and I never said what my name was. So then, that was our little interaction.
It was a genuine interaction, because I wasn't running game on you. You were just a nice person. Like I was, but when I started talking to you, it wasn't about game or anything. It was just like, oh, she's just cool people.
We didn't exchange numbers, names, nothing. Goes upstairs. He's just like, at this point, some kid that was like funny at the desk to me. And then I get a message on Facebook like, oh, anytime you want to go out or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, how did he even know my name to even find me on Facebook to ask me out? And then I was like, that was weird. And then I didn't respond for 2 months.
And then she hit me up and she was like, yo, I blew it. I blew it 2 months ago. I need to make it up to you.
No, I wish I still had those messages.
Please, here's my number. Please call me.
No, pretty much I said something like, hey, do you still want to hang out or whatever? Something like that.
Yeah.
And you were like, cool. And then we already told you the first date story. And that's how that goes. So how old were you when you started dating? I think I already said that, but I was 20. Wait, no. I met
19.
I was 20 when we went on our first date.
Oh.
You were 23. But then when we actually really officially started kind of dating, I was 22.
Yeah, like 2 years after that.
And right now I'm 32 and you're 30.
I'm putting my business out there.
35.
Let them do the math.
When's the wedding?
Just gotta go there. Straight there.
Well, that was the next question on the thing. That's our number one question. I think people see 11 years and they're like, when's the wedding? And I also think it's really interesting, for me, I always felt like if you date someone in your early 20s, you should date them a long time before you get married, because like I said, by the time who you are in your 30s and versus your early 20s is so different. A lot of people get married young in their early 20s, and then by the time they're in their 30s, they're different people, and it doesn't really work out. So it's just one of those things where I knew I never wanted to get married super young. That was never something I thought about. I knew I was gonna at least be late 20s, early 30s when I got married. That's, even as a young person, I always knew that I was gonna be, I didn't want to do it young, because I knew I was, like I said, I was always a free spirit, and I didn't want to tie myself down necessarily prematurely.
We both came from backgrounds of married parents.
Yeah, both our parents are still married.
Both married. So we take it seriously, we value it for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a process, right? Everybody's different. I think every relationship is different.
I feel like some people feel ready earlier than other people. Some people feel ready earlier. And
I think we both agree that it's a timing thing. We both will know when it's right. When it's really right to do. I think we'll be spiritually led to do it, I think.
And I think we really wanted it, like you're saying, to be a decision, not because we've been together so long, but because we feel like this is the right time for this to happen.
For both of us.
For both of us. and it was just something we didn't want to rush into, because I always say, I still say it, like, forever is a long time. And like, for me, that's, you don't have to rush into marriage because it's forever. And you know what I'm saying? Like, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, 11 years is a long time, but if you're spending the rest of your life with someone, that's like, it's really not that long of a time if you really think about it. So that kind of answers the second question, because it was like, what's making you wait to get married? So that's really the reason, is like, we really are working, we spend a lot of time working on ourselves. Like I said, in your 20s, like, I feel like both of us, because we're like creative people, we're like working in non-traditional fields, like, I was not settled in my life, like, or my career, until like last year. So it's like, I was like an unstable person. So like, it didn't feel right to get married, or like to even be on that realm when you're like still figuring out your life, you know? Even if just because we've been together, like, we were still figuring out our personal lives, building, growing in that area. And that's kind of what was making us wait, because we want to just be in a, you know, really solid place. And we didn't want to get married just because we're having a baby too, because I feel like that's a terrible idea too. Like, I think you should never pressure a man to get married. Like, I think it should really be on their time, and like when you both feel ready. And then, because I just don't believe in that. I feel like it has to be like genuine, and I feel like it shouldn't ever come because of a circumstance, like, oh, you're pregnant and now you have to get married. Like, I just don't think, to me, that wasn't the right decision, because it's like, well, would we have got married right now if I wasn't pregnant? And if the answer is no, then that's not, like, I don't think that's a good decision. So
it'll happen when it's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
So stay tuned. Because you never know when I might.
Stop it, Kim. I want to punch you. Alright, so the next question is, what's the journey like? I think we've kind of been answering that, but I would say, like,
it's good. 11 years, and
yeah,
I still love you dearly.
Aww.
You are my favorite person. You are.
You're my favorite. He's my favorite person too.
So
I think that's a big deal. Like, if after 11 years the person's still your favorite person, still, like, this is how I knew like we were gonna be together a long time. Was like when very early on in our relationship, we could do nothing together.
Yeah.
We were just like sitting and doing nothing, like, and it was like so comfortable. And I was like, this is a big deal, that we don't feel like we have to like be out or doing a million things or to be entertained by each other. We could just be entertained by each other's company. It's still my favorite thing to do with you, is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, just like sitting on the couch, hanging out, like, even if nothing's on, like, it's just, yeah. So it's definitely had its ups and downs, but for the most part, I feel like it's been good. And I love that, how much I feel like we've grown and learned and evolved.
When you can live with someone, when you can work with someone, you can travel with them, we create with them, you can build.
Wow, we do all the things together.
We do all the things.
Wow, how am I not sick of you? I'm kind of like shocked.
Sick of me. Who's more annoying, me or you?
I would say I'm more annoying. I'm definitely more annoying. Was there a time you both wanted to break up? So this is a...
First off, yes.
First of all, we did break up.
Like,
so...
yeah, we broken up.
We broke up like 3 times. Maybe.
Yeah.
If not more. Like I said, we've done a lot of non-traditional things in our relationship. I think we approached our relationship a lot different, and I think that for us, that's why it's lasted so long, because I think people think, oh, well, if it's not working after 5 years, he's no good for me. Bling, blang, blue. Over. It's over. We never really thought like that. We were like, we need a break. I feel like most of our breakups were a break, but we were also very open to, if something else happened, it happened.
We're really sensitive to like the timing of things.
Yeah, and God's plan for us.
Yeah, the plan, the placement of things. So a lot of times when we broke up, it was because we needed that room
to grow. And sometimes I do think, like you can't grow with someone. Like I think, especially like I said, we were dating very young, and like we were definitely both going through growing pains and evolving personally. So it was like, I felt like there were times we needed to grow separate. And I honestly think anyone that dates super early in their 20s should break up and like experience life by yourself for a little bit, and like live by yourself and do things by yourself, so you kind of like, first of all, you appreciate the other person more. Second of all, you grow in a different way when you do stuff on your own and you're like living life like on your own.
And we actually gave each other the time to do it.
Like we didn't speak.
Yeah, it wasn't like a breakup and then I'm still texting her every day, and then vice versa. So I think we did that in a very healthy way. Yeah. Each time.
Mm-hmm. Like me moving to London, honestly, was like the best. I think that was the last time we like broke up or whatever, and we've been together ever since. But it's like, it was like such a good thing for our relationship. Like I felt so free. Like let me tell you something. Well, you can just like go out and do whatever you want. You don't have to tell the other person. You don't have to like let anyone know what you're doing. You don't have to share anything. Like it's a really freeing feeling.
Not that she had to.
No, but I think when you're in a relationship, that's just part of it. Like you just share everything. Yeah. It was the best decision ever. And honestly, like my friends and other people are like I feel like when they talk about my London journey or like bring it up, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, do it. If you're like young enough and you have the means and like you can make it work, I feel like you should do something like that for yourself. Take a solo trip, even if like you can't go for like, because I went for like 6 months. Even if you can't like go for that long, go for a month or 2 weeks, or just like do something for yourself.
Take that time for it. It's a good tool.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Because I do think, like, honestly, I always feel like God has a plan. So, like, if you're supposed to be together, you will come back and you'll be together. And if you're not, you're going to end up being in a better situation.
I don't know. I think we should break up again.
Shut up. Shut up. Somebody asked, when did you know this was forever? Which is a weird question, kind of, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly feel like, do you ever know that it's forever? Like, I feel like you can say that and you can feel it and you can like genuinely want it to be forever. Yeah. But it's like, I think that's like where we're untraditional too. Is like we're super realistic about everything.
We're super sensitive.
We're realists.
Yeah, we're sensitive to what God has for us.
Exactly.
You know, it's a ordered steps. Yeah. Kind of thing. Forever is a long time.
Like I don't think it's up for us to decide.
Yeah, I don't think that's for us to decide that. So but we'll take it.
Yeah, like we'll be happy if that's what God has in store for us, and like we're gonna always work on it. We're not gonna just give up, but it's like, yeah. But I think, like I said before, I knew that we would be together a super long time, or like I knew we could have the potential to be early on when I realized we could do nothing together. And that was like a sign for me, like, wow, I just like genuinely enjoy your company. Your company makes me happy. And that's a big deal, I think, because some people like feel like in relationships always have to be doing something.
Forever?
But yeah, forever is a long time. I keep saying, like, that was my motto all the time, like, forever is a long time.
Forever.
Oh wait, so you gonna move your arm now? You don't put your arm around me anymore?
What do you mean?
What's the weirdest thing about each other?
The weirdest thing?
Yeah.
You walk on your feet.
I hate walking barefoot.
When she walks barefoot on the floors, her feet are like this, and they kind of curl like this.
Yeah, I never walk barefoot.
She walks on the sides of her feet.
Yeah, but I don't even know I'm doing it. I just literally hate walking barefoot.
So weird.
I just hate the floor feeling on my bare feet. Like, I don't get it. Like, I can't freely put my flat foot on the ground. I do it in the pool too. Like when I'm swimming, like I can't. On the bottom of the floor. I just hate my bare feet on like a bare floor.
So weird.
It is so weird. Well, now I'm trying to think, what's the weirdest thing about you?
I'm not weird. I'm just not a weird guy. No,
you're a little weird. Like you do like weird like out of nowhere.
What was that?
You do like weird stuff like yeah. You'll do weird. Say you don't do that.
Everybody does weird things like that. You gotta let that.
Oh, then you go.
What is that?
You do that when you're excited.
You gotta let that energy out.
When you're excited, you go.
What is that?
You do.
Can you film me doing that one day? I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna try to get it. You do.
Do I not do it cooler than that at least? Do I not?
Maybe. I'm probably not making it as cool. Yeah.
What is that?
You make weird noises. Maybe that's the weird thing that you do.
All lies. I'm just not weird.
Nah, you're weird. What do you guys do for yourself me time? That's a good one, but we kind of answered that already. We actually implement me time.
We do. We strategically plan.
Yeah. We like put it on the calendar.
It's in the calendar.
It's like, okay, today is like me day. Like you don't bother me today.
Just leave me alone.
We like have days like that because it's like.
So usually, for me time, I'm in my studio and I'm just like,
yeah, he does that to himself. And I just like, I do whatever. Like if it's like, I don't know, the other day was like watering the plants or just being on my laptop, or I just like sat and watched TV by myself. Like I get to watch all the shows that like he's gonna make fun of. The
terrible.
All the like girly shows, like he's
Netflix
gonna like
sitcoms.
Like I don't want to hear his commentary. That's like when I watch them. We definitely.
You don't like my commentary?
No, because you ruined the show. Like I can't watch it the same. It's like let me just like enjoy my dumb show.
So dumb. You watch the dumbest shows.
No, I'm a girl.
It's so dumb.
No, they're not.
I'm calling you.
I don't know. Avalon?
Hello?
Get out of here.
Who this? You answer it and then hang up.
Yeah, because we're filming a video right now.
You're very rude.
How many kids do you want? I want 2. He likes to joke.
My family, my dad
has like 100 children.
A lot of kids. My brother has a lot of kids.
Yeah. Your brother has 4, your dad has 7. But your mom only has 2. So we need to have at least 5. He's joking. I only want 2 kids. I think when the kids start outnumbering the parents, then I don't even know what you do with that. 2 is the magic number for me. 1 for each parent.
2 kids, 4 dogs.
I would do 4 dogs. Yeah, if we had a house, like when we have a house and a backyard, I would do 4 dogs. But not now.
No cats.
No cats. No.
Don't get mad.
What's gonna be the baby's name? So we're not gonna answer that one because we want to wait till she's born. But I think very early on, well, I think I always knew what I wanted to name.
I always wanted to name my kid Anaya.
Well, now they're gonna know that's not the name because I said we're not sharing it. Anaya,
Amari.
Why did you?
Samantha.
Why are you Samantha?
Rebecca.
No, Becky. We have a name. You want to wait till she's born.
Enocha.
To share it. Her name is Enocha. My mom wants a name like that so bad because that's how my name was made. For anyone wondering, because that's like my #1 question in life. Is like, why is my name Enocha?
Why is your name Enocha?
It's my mom and my dad's name, so Enoch and Edna Enocha. So my mom, all our names are made from our father and our mother's names. My mom is very into that. How do you communicate working and living together?
How to communicate?
Yeah. How do you communicate working?
That is a daily revisited planning, structuring, strategy.
It's a lot.
That would be the #1 thing we work on.
The most
is we're always trying new ways to communicate. We're always trying to restructure and revisit how we do it so we can do it effectively and efficiently. Because
that's #1.
It's a real challenge to juggle work, relationship, living together. And now we're gonna add parenting and
it's a lot.
Things like that. So communication is the #1 thing.
I think that's the #1 thing for everyone to work on. I think that's what like makes or breaks you is how
energy in that.
How you can communicate with each other, and that's not something I feel like I would say, oh my gosh, we've mastered it. Not at all. But I think we just at least we are working on it.
We're super focused on like actively listening and being like solution-based, problem
like
solving.
root-based. So like trying to address the root of the issue and not like these one-off things that get on your nerves, and then now you're having an argument about something stupid when there's like a bigger issue at hand.
Although it is fun to debate you all day long, but
listen, I come from a strong Haitian, loud, debating family. I think all Caribbean families are like this, but I don't know. Haitians are the worst. Everything is a debate. So like, it's like, you had to break me out of that a little bit. I still work on that, but I'm so ready to debate. Like, I'm just so ready to debate all the time. Like, sometimes I exhaust myself because I'm like, why do I do this? Like, why am I so ready to fight someone all the time? Like, I need to chill.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I be ready to fight.
So that's a daily one. But,
So the last question is, was baby planned? If yes, why have you decided now for the baby? I'm not sure what that end part means. Okay, the baby was not planned.
She is a surprise.
She's a very pleasant
and welcomed
surprise. We are very, very excited for her.
Yeah,
we
very
think
excited.
That it's good timing, regardless of anything else. I think this is a great age to have a kid. I think your early 30s is a great age because I feel like you have a lot more things established. You know more about life. Like, I can't imagine, like, when in my early 20s, I was like, there were so many things I didn't even understand. Even when it comes to, like, things that are, like finances and things like that, that I wouldn't be able to impart that wisdom on a child because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know how certain things worked or the best way to go about things. So I just, for me, I'm happier having a baby, like, in my 30s.
Yeah. We just we strap in.
You ready for the journey?
We just take the journey. We bring you guys along with us because that's why we started this channel, because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're just figuring it out as we go.
So
I love the journey. Like, that's what I love about life. It's like such a journey, and like you never know what's gonna happen and like where God's gonna lead you, and like this is like a very pleasant surprise, and I'm really excited for this new chapter.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun to see you with a little girl.
It'll be interesting. All the things we ever talked about.
I know. We talked about, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we talked about that stuff a lot, like how you're going to be with kids and this and that.
So now we'll get to find out in real life.
Yeah, very soon, in 10 weeks.
So if you guys have any advice for us,
leave it in the comments. You know,
use it.
Yes, this video is kind of long. Maybe if you stuck in through the whole thing, thank you. We will see you next time.
Oh gosh, so glad. Oh, come on, man. Stop. Here's the dog, by the way. It's the dog.
Oh yeah, if anyone has any advice on what to do with a dog.
What do you do with a dog and a newborn?
Because this little dog is crazy.